This Meditainment production is brought to you today by the Samurai Aquatics and Decor Metaventure. Scan that QR code or click that link in the description and dive yourself headfirst into the Samurai Aquatics Discord server to pleasure your peepers on our current and future range of outdoor decor.
The Whine and Cheese Show is a Metaverse and NFT discussion and interview series brought to you by Metaverse Ventures Entertainment and host BEN68 and Morecheese. Warning: the information and opinions within are solely the views of the individuals involved and contains content not suitable for anyone.
G'day and thanks for listening to or watching the Whine and Cheese in the Metaverses Show. I'm BEN68 here with my co-host Morecheese, who's back from Vegas for episode 89, recording on Friday the 16th of June for Cheese, which is Saturday the 17th for me.
Today we looked at a few Upland articles as well as some non-Upland articles. Then we talked to Shaq about all her awesome projects and current and future.
Abso-fricko tutti fruity lootly. So you know what that means, sickos. Get yourselves ready to slide yourselves on into another Shaqtacular episode of
The Worst Show Ever.
Whine and Cheese. Time for Whine and Cheese. Whine and Cheese. Time for Whine and Cheese. One is a wanker, one's slinging stunts. One's from Australia, one's from the Bronx. Talking about the Metaverse and NFTs. Interviewing all the real crypto G's.
Hello and welcome to the Whine and Cheese and the Metaverses Show. I'm Morecheese. I'm here with BEN68 and Shaktilyn. Shaktilyn, hi, how you doing? BEN68, another show. You have me back. How was it to be without the cheese? You had the sun. Oh, look, she has the exclusive Vegas only t-shirt on. Pretty lady, give us a little twirl there. Let's see the goods.
Okay.
So you got the front there, and then look at the back, and if you zoom in close, you might just see me, Ben, and D-Tech.
I can't
That's hot.
see what you see.
Yeah.
It's hot. I love it. I love it.
I love it too. It's awesome.
And how did you win that? You won that at the cheese game or
The cheese game
the
at
cheese
your
game?
booth.
I'm still
Yeah.
going through the video. I have Edan playing the cheese game. It was adorable. It was cute.
Oh, did he win anything?
He didn't win. I gave him a few buttons, I think, as a consolation prize, but he didn't want to take away from the community.
Oh,
So yeah.
sweet.
Has anybody claimed the Samurai sticker prize yet? Has anybody said they had that in their bag?
No. And
You
it's
might want to
weird.
put that out there again then.
Yeah, I'll put that out there. I'll tweet it. I'll have to tweet it.
Or you could outline it now as well.
Oh yeah, if anybody has in their bag that they won at the cheese table, at the MVE table, a Samurai Surfer sticker, you won a Samurai Surfer statue that's worth 200,000. What's your ticket number?
I got the 1, 2, 3, 4. I got all 5 of the first numbers right. And then it says 16. What's the winner? 7?
7 and something else.
Yeah, I'm trying to find my.
Oh, you wrote it
I don't know where
down?
I did, but I don't know where my notes from the UD podcast went.
We're so bad.
Oh, they're in here somewhere. My notebook is just a mess. Here we go. So there was 2 tickets drawn, and these were for additional outdoor decor map asset prizes. It was going to be any item of your choice from the Samurai Aquatics showroom that wasn't a Samurai Surfer. The ticket numbers are 9775499 and 9775507, I believe. So
09 and 07. All right.
if that's you, hit up the cheese and claim your swag.
I'm 16, which is a 7, if you think about it.
Oh, that's true.
Numerology.
Well, if nobody claims the prizes by next week, Tuesday, I might as well pick 2 more tickets out,
Yeah, good idea. And keep
Yeah.
going until we get a winner. Nice. What are you having your breakfast?
Porridge.
lunch.
Porridge. I love porridge. Oh, I put a little
Alright.
honey in there. Just a little bit. Soy milk. It's delish.
Mm.
Yes, definitely missed you on the show last week, but I did have some fun having a chat with my son Keanu. That was a bit of fun.
It was a cute
picking his
episode.
brain. I actually got Maya to listen back to it, and she was cracking up laughing. She was doing some stuff in the kitchen. I could hear her just laughing her head off.
She's got to
was
come
like,
on the
mate,
show next.
some of the absolute crap he comes out with is hilarious. Yes.
Mrs. Ben.
All right, so we got a lot to dig into today. Of course, including diving into Shacky Shack. There's a few articles that are brought up for us to have a look at before we get kicked off there. So I'll bring the first one up now. So this one is now, Cheese, you're all about the Snoop Dogg, and I know you've reached out, well, you made a really cool custom art piece for Snoop Dogg, trying to catch his eye. We know he's all about NFTs and getting involved in Web3. So here we've got an $11 million NFT auction and Snoop Dogg's evolving collection.
Wow.
So Snoop Dogg he's got a whole bunch of NFTs that he's going to do something with as part of his summer tour, while at the same time Sotheby's concluded a successful second 3AC NFT auction. So yeah, Sotheby's held the live auction from its Grails collection made up of high-value NFTs. Now this is interesting. Seized from bankrupt hedge fund Three Arrows Capital. The sale featured hotly anticipated works like Dimitri Oldmate's The Goose and bought in almost 11 million big ones.
Wow.
Meanwhile, Snoop Dogg released a dynamic NFT collection tied to his upcoming music tour, while the ApeCoin community, now this is interesting too, the ApeCoin community debated whether it made sense to pay each of its special council members a bit over 20,000 US a month.
What's that about?
Well, I would assume just based on that. So ApeCoin is a fairly huge community, and they must have, like, you know how we have the leadership team as part of the UDU. Well, their leadership team is getting paid 20 grand a month.
Wow.
That's not a bad,
yeah,
not a bad ship to sail on.
Oh my gosh.
So, well, where's this NFT thing? So high stakes. Several high-value NFTs were up for auction, leading to lively bidding wars that often far outpaced Sotheby's estimates. So that's cool. This Goose NFT, whatever it is, was estimated to sell for 2 to 3 million, ultimately sold for 6.2 million. And some people have just far too much money. Far too much money.
Like, guys, I do really good NFTs.
Oh, that's kind of incredible.
Wow.
And then another one, Tyler Hobbs's Fidenza, number 479, which was estimated to sell for 120 to 180K, sold for 622. Wow. All right. Well, good luck to them. Yeah, and goes on to say that comes at a time when there's, we're in the middle of NFT winter, crypto winter, the crypto is taking a hit as well. So yeah, that's impressive sales figures. All right, I'll let you take this next bit away, Cheese, because you're about the DOGG.
Dog Days of Summer. Rapper Snoop Doggy Dogg has launched a new NFT collectible series that will evolve in utility as he goes on tour this summer. The Snoop Dogg Passport series will grant NFT holders access to behind-the-scenes content, exclusive merch, art, and experiences from the music icon. Each NFT is available for purchase for about $42, which is not bad, or 0.025 ETH. That's actually pretty decent.
I think it's a very smart way for, Snoop Dogg is just a savvy businessman all around.
Yeah.
I think it's a very smart way to do things like meet and greets and that sort of thing. If you can gate that keep with NFT purchase and you got to prove that on the day, I think that's a really clever way to get all that sort of stuff sorted out. So
how many is he making though?
I don't know. We'll have to. Well, it does have a thing there. I'm not going to click on that because my computer will crash, but yeah, I'll have to follow that. There is a link in the description. There's a link to the link in the article, so check that one out.
Wow.
Evolution Revolution. What's this one? Dynamic NFTs have exploded in popularity in recent months, allowing digital assets to change over time and providing continuous and novel use cases for holders. Adidas, Jack Butcher, Mason Rothschild, and others have all recently released dynamic NFT projects.
I love the way you said Adidas.
Adidas.
I love the way you said that. That's crazy.
Yes. That's cool. Dynamic NFTs. They've been around for quite a while in the wax community.
Yeah.
We know T Davis and
Sunny.
Sanika. Yeah, they have a project that utilizes those. So I think they're cool. Yeah. Maybe it could be something like going back to the Snoop Dogg and the whole music thing. Like, imagine you bought an NFT for a backstage meet and greet sort of thing, and once you'd completed that, well, it upgrades to some kind of different,
Ooh, yeah,
different kind of level. There's it's literally endless what they could do there. And then that last bit says about the ApeCoin stuff. It doesn't really say much there. The ApeCoin Foundation facilitates the governance process of the ApeCoin DAO, which pay each member of its special council. Yeah, as we said, 20K.
Well, I mean, it depends on what they do. Like, do they do the publicity for it, the marketing? Like, if they're constantly doing it and it's still really going forward, like, successfully, like, why not?
I'll have to match that, Cheese, and I'll triple your current pay rate.
000.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Woo. Yes. And I'll 10x my own pay rate. How about that? Yes.
Well, Shaki, what do you think of all this? Are you a Snoop Doggy Dogg fan? Oh, you're muted. You're muted.
Yeah, I like Snoop Dogg.
Like $42? That's not bad.
That's not bad, no.
Yeah, and it's interesting that it doesn't say from $42, which is always a bit of a scam. Like, there's one there for $42 and the rest of them are like at $380. Yeah, so no, that's pretty cool. 0.025 ETH. I reckon I could probably find 0.025 ETH kicking around in a dusty old wallet somewhere.
I have 0.09.
Nice. All right, next up we have... Oh, it's going to reload. I love when it does this. I think this is an up. No, it's not Upland one. One more. Now, you know all about this. The only thing that caught my eye was Binance and the Metaverse, but the weekend, what's this all about? I got no finger on this pulse. I don't know what this is about.
So I'm not sure about this crypto-powered world tour, which is currently in Europe, but I do know the weekend is in an HBO show called The Idol. And The Idol it's got a few big names in there, and one of them is Lily Rose, Johnny Depp's daughter. And from some of the scenes I've seen, it's really quite graphic. People have compared it to a porno at times, which is really, and it's The Weeknd, as you've not seen him ever before. I personally would have not liked to know The Weeknd in that way. But I know Lily Rose did. She, the scenes I saw her, she is actually a great actress. Cool. But yeah, I don't know if I'll be giving his show a watch, but in regards to this, crypto tour, let's see, cryptocurrency exchange giant Binance and pop artist The Weeknd have launched a specially created online space called the Metaverse Dimension. In an expansion of the pair's ongoing partnership, users of the web-based game can take part in a treasure hunt challenge designed to unlock exclusive areas, content, and rewards, and bring The Weeknd's creative world to life in a new way. Per a press release, I'm really doing bad. In practice, it's a simple 3D experience in which players can explore a glossy world adorned with imagery from The Weeknd and Binance.
That's interesting that they're creating their own thing for this.
Yeah.
We've talked about this. Is the whole Web3 space at risk of everybody trying to do everything independently? And there's like 1,000 different things we got to sign up for?
I'm hoping that people realize that's not the way sooner than later, and then just kind of come to Upland.
Yes, those entering the weekend's metaverse will get an avatar and a virtual outfit styled in campaign imagery and branding. Areas in the game include a club room, an art gallery, a Binance-themed zone designed for Web3 and crypto education, and a secret door. Completing challenges will unlock access to a VIP area and a stage as well. I think all of that is awesome. It's just, is every single artist going to have their own metaverse? It's just going to get out of control. So... yes, we need someone or something to step up and be the unifying experience. I think Binance, there's no shortage of clout, so who knows?
Yeah, we'll see.
Yada 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 yada. So no, I think it's interesting. As I said, I don't know who the guy is, so it's not on my radar.
If you heard a song of his, he's been pretty mainstream on the radio. There's one song that I really like from him. Let me see. It should come up for weekend.
What do you think, Shaq? While Cheese is searching that, what do you think about all of these different things creating their own metaverses for individual experiences?
Well, I mean, it's cool, but I really think things like we need to have more of a centralized metaverse experience, in my opinion.
Yeah.
So, hopefully maybe they can all connect someday or something, but you should only have to, ideally, I'd like to just download one app and be in one place and have access to everything.
Yeah, if you're going to have a separate avatar and a separate profile for every sort of thing, it just kind of gets outrageous. So the whole selling point of Web3 is that you should be able to have one single digital profile that can jump in between all of the various projects.
Yes, I agree completely.
Yeah. How'd you go, Cheese? Did you find it?
Yeah, it's called Blinding Lights. It's really the beginning. The guy's mouth is all covered in blood and he's laughing like a maniac. It looks cool. I don't know the song itself. I put it in the comments if you want to hear it later. It's actually, it reminds me of an 80s song, right?
Yeah.
Like an 80s kind of
vibe.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I am stuck in the 80s, so who knows? It might pique my interest. I'll check it out on the back end. All right, a couple of uplandy things to touch on. And, shit, it's going to reload every single time. Upland and Nowhere announced partnership to transform social engagement in the metaverse. Now, we have seen this internally within the Upland community. It's interesting that this is on blocktelegraph.io. That's a fairly well-known, respected media outlet, should we say. So it's cool to see. And this is a recent article a couple of days ago by Lisa Gibbons. Upland Metaverse has announced a new partnership with Nowhere to reimagine digital interactions in the metaverse. Nowhere is a virtual gathering platform that combines video chat and gameplay. So this is kind of what we're talking about with the weekend and metaverse experience as well. There's a lot of this stuff has already been built and fleshed out. It's kind of almost a shame that that's not being leveraged or engaged with a bit more, but it's cool to see Upland digging their toes in. Cheese, you're pretty pumped about the cafe situation. How about you, Shaki?
Oh, I'm pumped. I went to my first cafe 2 days ago, the one in Las Vegas, just to quickly see what it's like. And it's just amazing to me how you can be in Upland Layer 1 and walk into a space where you can, like you're in a space and you can be there with other people and you can look around and see the Upland map.
That's cool. Like I haven't experienced this yet.
No, I tried a couple of times in SF and it wasn't ready. I believe they may have fixed that up since, so I'll have to play with that today. Yeah, I think it's good to have more of these sort of experiences more directly tied to layer 1. I think that's very important, and this is one of those ones that's going to be a big deal moving forward. Yeah, there's a space in Midtown Terrace where I'd love to put a cafe up, but it depends on the footprint of the building. It's one of those things. I don't know. What do you think? Have you looked at the size of the cafe structure? It seems to be about apartment building size.
Oh, that's not bad.
Yeah, so if that's the case, I'll be able to fit one in somewhere. So
That would be so cool.
Have to wait and see. But yeah, it'd be cool to be able to run shows out or whatever from them. What do we
could go to Creedmoor and go into their cafe for some creepy Halloween shows people put on.
It would be so cool.
Absolutely. So in quotes, it's got here, we're thrilled to introduce cafes as a major milestone in our vision to enable communities to easily conduct and share experiences in Upland, says Idan. With this innovation, we are solidifying our position as a leader in the metaverse by expanding opportunities for our communities and brand partners to fully immerse themselves in 3D environment. And cafes are just the beginning. That sounds positively ominous. Like it.
Yeah, I hope they do something for cafes as well. Like if you have a cafe, you could bring stuff into your store, like a little area people could shop from, and you get kind of like a generate UPIX that way. Like people can come and buy stuff in UPIX and this and that. That would be cool.
Yeah. It's I mean, it is still going to be, by the looks of it, it is still going to be tied to the MetaVenture application process.
Yeah.
There has been a lot of grumbling in the community about how heavily gatekept that has been up until this point, but I do know, and we'll touch on this in a minute, Upland has said they've made significant improvements in that process, and there was a vast swathe of MetaVentures got approved yesterday, so it appears now that they do indeed have that all sorted out, and they're releasing them now, the backlog in big, massive batches, which is very good to see.
Yeah.
Especially now that neighborhood ratings is becoming more of something that the community is focusing on. To free up the application and approval process for MetaVentures kind of levels the playing field there a bit as well. Transforming, I don't think we'll dive into too much. I think everybody who's in the Upland community has got their heads around cafes, and if you're not, you can click the link in the description. All right, now here's another article on blocktelegraph.io. Now, this is another recent article came up the other day.
Oh, nice.
Inside the metaverse, Tim Shrave, Upland Player.
That's TMSHRV of the Diamond Empire.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh, cool.
Oh.
So busy Upland Player Tim Shrave talks to Gillian Godsill about his experience in the metaverse. You want to take that away, Cheese?
How would you describe the Upland community in terms of its value, culture, and diversity? The Upland community is incredibly diverse and inclusive, with members from all walks of life and backgrounds, including a vibrant and active community of Upland players in Brazil. In terms of values and culture, the community places a strong emphasis on collaboration, which is true, creativity, and innovation. Members are encouraged to work together to build and grow the virtual world, while also expressing their unique perspectives and ideas.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a massive Brazilian community. There is a fairly healthy Japanese community as well, that they must be super pumped to get Tokyo up and running.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting to see how that release helps to, strengthen, expand that kind of aspect. I would love to see this year in Upland, I would love to see some kind of Oceania release, which is strange. We haven't heard anything about, anything being released in Australia or New Zealand or as part of the FIFA World Cup yet.
I feel like they will. I feel like they needed to put this out first. And then when is that, in August? The FIFA World Cup, the Ladies Cup?
It's on July 20th.
Oh, wow. Soon. Yeah.
So they got a month. Ooh. So yeah, you never know. And so obviously I'd like to, and that's kind of a bit selfish as well. I'd love to have something in Australia. That would be nice. And I would love to see, we've had an area in the Arab part of the world. I'd love to see an African city released. I think that would be really cool. We've had Europe. We're getting Asia,
India.
Yeah.
Well,
Well, there is a
in
massive
Asia.
Indian community.
Yeah, there is.
Yeah.
There is, definitely.
Yes. So, yeah, that'd be cool to see. This article is quite lengthy, so we won't touch on all of it. Let's see if there's any juicy stuff in here. What do you think are the most important factors that contribute to a strong and supportive community with Upland engagement? Bingo, bango, bongo. Shaq, you can speak to that as somebody who's come in and I don't know how many fingers you've got, but they're in a lot of pies.
Yeah, I think I might have gotten into too many pies.
Yeah, you have to start using your toes.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, user experience, UX, and open communication are all important factors in building a strong and supportive community with Upland. When members are actively engaged in the platform and feel a sense of ownership and responsibility for success, they are more likely to contribute to community in meaningful ways. A positive UX can help to create a sense of belonging and connection with the community, encouraging members to stay engaged and invested in the platform's success. Yeah, I think it's important, like with yourself, Shaq, you're involved in so many different projects. I know, Cheese, you're all over the place as well. I've made a concerted effort in the last 6 months to start dialing back a bit of my involvement in some peripheral projects because I was just stretched too thin. I can't engage everywhere in everything. So, I have been reaching out to the various node communities and saying, look, I'd love to get these properties that I hold back into your hands. So it's one of those things, but it's very important, I think, to have a wide range of things you're involved in. That you see it a lot with people that they get in these little echo chambers, whether it be little Discord communities, and the classic case is somebody has some sort of drama and some sort of FUD associated with them, and they just poison the crap out of that community. And it's very easy to fall into that trap and get yourself wrecked.
Yeah.
Totally.
So it's important to have different viewpoints, I think. What do you call it? Raging partners or something like that is very important. Venting partners,
Venting partners, yeah.
Yeah. Have multiple streams of being able to engage with different people, this, that, and the other thing. So I think, especially between the three of us that are in this chat here, we have created enough of a kind of community web, especially you guys that have, physically met a bunch of these people in person, where whether it be Upland problems, or I'm sure you would reach out to people if there was some personal, the community has evolved to such an extent that there are true friendships formed, it's not something that's just your internet friends or whatever.
Yeah.
So, no, it's real.
It's real.
It's totally real.
Absolutely. So in your opinion, how has Upland been successful in fostering a sense of community among its users? Without going into what his answer is, what do you think? What's your response to that if you were asked that question?
Well, so all right, so a sense of community. I love Upland. I don't think they had anything really to do with it. I think the community themselves 100% had everything to do with it, in a sense where they saw things that they wanted to be in a platform, and they didn't want to kind of wait on Upland to do it, and so they kind of brought it upon themselves to do it, and then that created people being interested, and that was like, all right, come on to my team, let's work together. And I think it came from that initially. Do I think Upland is wrong for having the community create the stuff that they're lacking? No, because I feel like if we didn't do it, a company would do it, a corporation would do it. And why not put it into the community's hands when they know the game more than anybody else to create this stuff? And why shouldn't the community get the kickback from that? Like people who are coming out with level 2, like Shaq and Slav and Desjack and Noise to Meet You and Uplando and TML and Grom
Bridal, yeah.
Grum Bridal. Like and more, like, if I forgot your name, please don't be angry with me. All of you, like, I think it's just amazing that they're putting the work in, and they're gonna see, that their contribution not only means something to Upland and the community, but they're going to get what the corporations would have gotten. And I love that it's staying in the community instead of going to third party.
Nice. How about yourself, Shaq?
Well, I wasn't here in the early days of Upland, but having come a year and a half ago, I mean, the first thing that I noticed was the player generated content, like, you know, the design winners for the Christmas ornaments, for example. And that's not something a gaming company has to do.
Yeah.
So they were giving opportunities to the community and kind of saying, you guys are important early on, at least whenever, you know, winter of 21. And they set up a Discord server at some point and hired community moderators. And they watch some of these broadcasts, and then they host Genesis Week, which they don't have to do. And so I see them doing things that do support and help strengthen the community.
Yeah, absolutely. I think I was started off back in the Telegram days, and one of the ways that they fostered a sense of community was they quickly realized that the community had outgrown that as a platform. Yeah, and they went the extra mile and switched over to Discord. I hated the move at first. I was like, oh, this sucks. But once you get your head around it, you know, yeah, it's definitely for the better. I think also you're right that Upland, you know, sometimes we whinge that and whine that they don't really have their finger on the pulse of the community as much as we would like them to. Yet I think they still touch on most of the main bullet points. Like you could even think of things like them taking on our node terminology, like just accepting that is something that's, you know, ingrained in the community now, and them just taking that on board. You know, that helps to foster a sense of community as well. Like that they do listen, they do respond to how things evolve, adapt, and evolve in the community. So yeah, I think it's all pretty good. Could it be improved? Yeah, of course. That's like anything.
Anything could be, yeah.
Absolutely anything. I think that's good. Let's see what he says. Upland has been successful in fostering a sense of community through several initiatives that aim to connect and engage its members. For example, the platform regularly hosts events and challenges, yada, 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 encourage members to work together and showcase their creativity. Yep, all of those points we touched on. Additionally, Upland maintains a vibrant social media preference, regularly posting updates and engaging with its followers. Yep. This helps to keep members informed about new features and updates, as well as providing a space for them to connect to. Yeah, I think that's good. Upland's development team is highly engaged and responsive to feedback from the community. Ooh, are they?
Well, yes and no. Yeah, all right. It takes a while for them to get back to you. But just this last recent thing with the cap, they definitely listened and they compromised. Like I could see it. Like as long as you don't, you know, DM them and you know curse them out or threaten them, you should be fine.
Yeah, the only reason I really balked at that is because we know we have a dedicated feedback kind of avenue to submit feedback to, and there's some of the ones there that have been upvoted to the highest upvoted of all time posts, and there's crickets on those. But some things take more time than others. So all these initiatives combine to create a vibrant and supportive community within Upland, where members are encouraged to collaborate and contribute to the growth of the platform. Absolutely, yep. Nobody can argue with that point. By actively engaging with its community and creating opportunities for members to connect and collaborate, Upland has been able to build a platform that is not only innovative and exciting, but also highly supportive and inclusive, for sure. What role do you see the community members playing in shaping the direction and the growth of Upland as a platform? I think we've already touched on that. You know, all three of us here are heavily involved in UGC. Did you happen to get your the Tosh Shack, did you get any Metaventures approved as part of that push that went through yesterday?
Not that I know of.
Mm.
Tosshead does have a factory approved. I have a factory approved,
Sweet.
and I have a ornament showroom that
Yep.
that I think has a bug or something, so it has never operated.
Oh no.
And so I need to reach out to Upland about that.
Can I ask
That's
a
good.
question? If it's secret, like, will the building ornaments factory have a nice, pretty sexy corset for the tall buildings?
I wish that would be so awesome.
Do it, make it happen. I want to buy some. So maybe a gold for Bronxdale.
There you go.
Ooh, the Bronxdale corset.
Cheesy
Ooh, we
dress.
should make a
yeah.
cheese corset.
Oh,
go.
even better. Oh my
That
God.
would be awesome.
Yes, I want it sparkly. I want it to be cheese with the holes. Yes.
Oh,
Yes,
that
yes.
would be so cool. Sorry, I've got to mute.
You're all right. Yeah, you're speaking about bugs. It is a new kind of thing that's all kicking off, so there will be bugs. And I talked to Cheese before we got kicked off. I'm actually trying to actively break our factory in San Francisco. I'm trying to beta test for the team. I've almost completely filled up the inventory lot with manufactured outdoor decor map assets. So I want to see what happens when the factory lot is full and yet the factory is still trying to pump them out, minting them at full speed. So I'm actually trying to break stuff so that they can, so that the team can get that data and work it out.
Yeah, because it's supposed to stop.
Supposed to, but there's been a lot of bugs that we've found by just like, well, yeah, you said that was going to happen, but actually this happened. Yeah.
Okay.
So I think you can test certain things in the sandbox, but you don't really know until you test it live on the actual platform. So
right.
Watch this space. So I'll let everyone know how that goes. So we're nearly there. I think probably another week or two and the inventory lot will be full and we'll see what happens. So that's cool. How has being part of the Upland community impacted your overall experience with the platform? Well, I can answer from my experience. If it wasn't for the Upland community, I don't think I would have kept playing the game, especially not in the very, very early days. There was not a lot that kind of captured your attention. So
you were lucky you met me, Ben.
Well, that's true. I mean, like you nearly imploded several times. And then the cheese, I've said this ad nauseum, cheese come along with her cheesy glue and stuck it all back together again.
Take globs of cheese off and just stick it together.
Yeah, so absolutely. I always give you props for that whenever I get the opportunity to do so. And yeah, that's from my perspective. I know, Cheese, you kind of came in after that. And then Shaq, of course, you kind of came in when the community was very much established. So we all come from different perspectives on that one.
Yeah.
And yeah, I don't know. Did you have anything to add there? I mean, it as far as I'm concerned, the community is the Upland experience.
Yeah.
Yes, very much.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
All like right. What other phone game is out there that you can get together in Vegas and like hang out with them, or you can start Metaventures with, or you could do this with, or you could do that with. And oh God, I had another thing to say, like, it'll come back to me. But yeah, like what other phone app game will take you to a really awesome, nice dinner if you're like one of the top investors in the game? Like, to me, that's crazy awesome.
Yeah, it's definitely next level sort of stuff. Like I've created online communities for different mobile games in the past. I created for the Stickman Golf series. I even created a community for the Badland game, and that team eventually took over our forums. They made it the official forums and this, that, and the other thing. But yeah, to doing live events and user generated content and all that sort of stuff, that's a completely different level altogether.
Well, and what's cool is Lindsay, the head of marketing, after she met with Uplanders in the one-on-one interviews to get their feedback about the game, she had a realization about how important the community is. And she is out there reaching out to community members and joining. Like last night, she was on the Epics podcast 3rd anniversary show, and she is really engaging because a light bulb went on in her head about the Upland is the community, and that the community should really be a focus.
Well, I'm glad you said that, because I sent her a message welcoming her when all of this was in March, and she never responded to me, and I asked her to tell me more about this thing that she put in her Twitter, and she never responded to me. And then after the UPX UPX, I want to say UPX podcast last night, I guess she saw everybody who was interacting and whatnot and who was active, and she sent me a follow on Twitter, so I followed her back. And I yeah, you could be mad at people, you could stay a certain way and hold a grudge, but if you see people getting better and making better choices and then realizing which direction to go, I think you should just like disregard your previous feelings of that and just go forward with the new. And I really did appreciate that that she did, come out and follow and whatnot.
Yeah,
No, absolutely.
It's been cool to see she's put it out there too. Like if you're, say, I'm in Australia, right? She said, if you want to set up your own in-house event, we'll send you swag, we'll give you a budget to, put food and all that sort of stuff. They've actually put that out there. So that's kind of cool.
It's wonderful. I mean, it's amazing. So
absolutely.
Yeah.
All right. And that's the end of that article. So that ties in good. So get on there and check that out yourself. And it's cool to see that some Upland players are, as Chi said, get on out there, get engaged, and get some more articles.
Yes, please.
Because there is some FUD about that we have to contend to. Now, Keanu and I touched on this briefly. I know this has been debated heavily in the community already, so we're not going to dive into this at length here. So there was this article that was put out on cryptoticker.io. It has since come to light that CryptoTicker was some sort of was setting up to be some sort of partnership related to Germany, like, was it 3 years ago or something?
Yeah, I forgot who put it out there, but someone put it in the general Upland chat that Dirk put, going to partner with CryptoTicker for Germany and this and that, and it was dated 3 years ago.
Yeah, I think I said it might have been the UDU server. I said, well, if this response is any indication of their mindset as Dirk, and then we're probably smart enough to get into bed with them, because this is not the way that you go about offering constructive feedback. It's not spiteful, it's bitter, personal, it's bitter.
It sounds like it was written by an angry teenager.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely unprofessional and embarrassing for
the thing is, it does touch on a couple of very important points. It just goes about it in completely the wrong way.
Yeah.
So their whole message is negated by by the atmosphere that they've created around it, which is a shame, because, this constructive feedback is extremely valuable. As somebody who has done game development in the past, when you get negative feedback, it stings, it burns. But if it's delivered in the right context, it can be a great avenue for making positive change. But this is not it.
Yep.
So instead of diving in,
garbage.
Yeah. Instead of diving into this, I'd like to have a look at it. One of the responses that was put forward to this on Twitter from somebody that I've had a long history with, this fella. I am God, I am. We have gone at it in Discord. We've gone at it in Twitter. It's been quite ugly between us at times. We continued the lines of communication. We worked out our differences and we sorted it all out. But yeah, I think this is really good. I'll have the link in the description for this too. But yeah, here he's gone on to say, I had the misfortune of reading a poorly worded article from the illustrious journalist at CryptoTicker about the Upland, me and one of its co-founders, Dirk Luth. My response to this dribble, again, I'm not going to dive into all this because it is quite a lengthy response. But yeah, if you want to find out how to better go about it, then come over and check this out, because this is a very positive response to some of the many negative claims.
I like that their claim from the outset seems more fit for a dramatic soap opera than an impartial assessment.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and he makes several important points here, like this one. They've accused Upland of prioritizing profit over innovation. Well, yeah, they're a company. They have to keep the lights on in the office.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's such a great sentence. Isn't it striking how a business reliant on profit for survival is criticized for pursuing it? That's a beautiful
sentence.
Yeah.
Good job. I am God, I am.
He did a great job with this. I definitely recommend everybody going to his Twitter and checking it out and giving it a like.
Yes. And again, there's heaps of good points in here. Their complaint about a lack of meaningful gameplay borders on the absurd. They dismiss the hundreds of thousands of players who daily engage in buying, selling, trading virtual properties. Could the lack of meaningful gameplay be a reflection of their own misunderstanding? Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's very good. Lastly, their portrayal of Upland as a stronghold of broken promises and exploitation is comically skewed. They seem to forget that Upland maintains a clear and openly communicated roadmap that they're faithfully followed. Disappointment with the pace of progress doesn't signify a malicious plan against the community. That's a very, very important point.
Yeah.
There's things in the roadmap that have been there forever, like cafes and arcades and this, that, and the other thing. Well, yeah, just because they haven't come through to fruition yet doesn't mean they won't, or they've been forgotten about. So, and that's, again, it's not a malicious thing.
They just want to get it right, or get it as right as they can.
And as I've talked about ad nauseum too, it's the easy part is to have ideas and to put them out there. Hey, we want to do X and we want to do Y. Well, when it comes down to the crux of it, this is highly emerging technology. So a lot of the things Upland's setting out to do, it's never been done before. And they're waiting for things like the Nowhere platform. Okay, now that somebody has created this, now we can work together with them and bring in cafes, because to create that system entirely from themselves is a hell of a lot of work and requires a significant amount of, time, money, energy. So it's like, who was the director of Avatar? Didn't he famously wait like 10 years to do the first movie, and then he's waited another 10 years to do the other ones because the vision he had in his head, the technology wasn't available yet or something? I think it was James Cameron, isn't it? Is that him?
I haven't seen Avatar yet.
Yeah.
They made a second one?
I think they've made the second, third, and fourth one, or they've
made
a whole bunch of them.
Oh my God. All right, I gotta see it.
Yes. So I think that was really good. Good on you. I am God, I am.
Oh, I found it.
Yep.
Yeah, let me pick it up.
I haven't done share screening. I always forget to do that.
I did this time.
Oh. Remember? Oh, you're doing it. Yeah. Sorry.
I see. Good. So I forgot. You forgot. Ha ha ha.
Ha.
So pretty much here. Somebody.
This is El Rebelito.
Yeah. I saw. He goes. I saw Dirk posted this November 26, 2020. Hello, everyone. Some additional information from me too. Our partnership promotion with Crypto Ticker, see above, is one of the first actions we are doing in the German-speaking area. We are planning more things for next year. So basically what it is they decided to not go through with the partnership, and that's just like an ex being salty.
Pretty much. And we don't know the reason why that partnership fell through, but as I said, if the response is any indication, that's a very smart move.
Yeah.
Indeed.
Yeah.
All right, a couple of quick self-promotional kind of things to kick off on. I did post this last night. Let me pull it up. So as you may have known, I've been on a massive rampage the last 6 months to start to rebalance my profile. So I finally last night I cracked under the 4,000 properties mark. So that's over 2,500 properties I've managed to flip out of my account, and I've got about 1,000 more to go before I reach my target. I forget who it was.
Has your
What's that?
dividends suffered because of it?
A little bit, but yeah, I had this. There was somebody commented to something in Upland General I was talking about the other night. They're saying, "Oh, well, you're just saying that because you don't want it to affect your bottom line when you're quietly kind of checking out of the game," which I thought was hilarious. Because we've talked about that. There's other well-known members of the community who, for whatever reason, they want to sell out and they just FUD the shit out of the game while
Ben
they're
is
at the
not
same time.
leaving. If Ben leaves, I will go to Australia.
No, this is getting to my
I
point.
will kill him, stuff him, and do.
No, don't even put that vibe out there.
Bernie's.
Yeah,
You're like,
we've had people who legitimately do want to bail out, and they FUD the crap out of it at the same time while they're selling it. So we've always said, well, if you were smart, you would keep things positive while you quietly sold it out. So it may look like that, but if you look at my net worth hasn't changed.
Yeah.
So for me to sell 2,500 properties and my net worth has dropped about 3 million, what does that tell you?
Yeah, we're here forever.
We're
going to be here like in our 70s.
Yes. Well, I don't know, Cheese. The Powerball jackpotted to 100 million for next week. If I land that,
what you're gonna be bored in a week? You're gonna be like, oh my god, I gotta go back.
I would never be bored.
You'd be bored.
Maybe. Yes. So, there is plenty of opportunities to still buy, sell, and trade in this game. There is some healthy liquidity in the markets. You just got to be realistic about your sales target. You can't expect to buy something and then, 3 weeks later, sell it for 2x. Some of these properties that I'm flipping now, I've held for 2 years or more, and I'm making, 135%. It's not, you're not talking massive profits here. So, what's that Guns N' Roses song? Something about patience.
Little patience.
Yes. Yeah. So that's one thing to talk about. Oh, the other thing is I mentioned this on the UDU podcast, and I've since put it out there. We are currently running a campaign for Midtown Terrace. We're just having a bit of fun, see if we can push the neighborhood rating score. So anybody who switches their residence over to Midtown Terrace between now and June 25th, and they hold that there until July 5th, they'll earn themselves a Samurai Surfer statue. We've started to move a few people around internally with the UDU. I've put out a whole bunch of DMs as well, and had some good response to that. I had some people wondering if we're pushing to try and get the #1 spot for this month. I mean, that would be nice, but I don't think it's going to play out that way. Yeah. Basically, and it's kind of come at a weird time. Like the purpose of this was to see how changing the amount of residents that are there affects the score, because Midtown Terrace can't do any more as far as spark hours for construction. It's built out as much as this weekend. It's like 86% or something at the moment. There's decor everywhere, so there's not a lot we can do in that respect. We only had, at that point, we had one MetaVenture and Mossy Jake's Spark Exchange, but then we had I've had another MetaVenture approved yesterday, so that will change the score as well. So this was really about a push just to see how that affects it. So if we do get in a position where we're a bit closer in that 2 or 3rd spot, then maybe we can do this again and run for a significant push. So we'll just wait and see. It's a bit of fun, and this is the first time we've done any sort of coordinated push to try and boost the score at all. So we'll just have to wait and see. So
do you think that a MetaVenture increases scoring automatically on its own, or do you think it's just the amount of epochs moving through it that has the effect?
It must have something to do probably with both, I think, because we only had one MetaVenture in Midtown Terrace, but we've put 30 million UPEX volume through that MetaVenture, which is massive. And then you've got other communities like the very well-established Howard Beach, which is currently leading I believe they have like 6 Metaventures or something in their node. So yeah, it has to weigh in heavily, because I don't believe their construction percentage is up that high, and there is some decor about, but not a huge amount. So yeah, it must factor in completely. And I was talking to Green Turtle last night about this in DMs, as you know, because I reached out to him as one of the people that has property in Midtown Terrace. He's got stuff going on with some other nodes, so he's not going to take part. But yeah, we don't know. I mean, the fact that we don't know any of the mechanics behind how this is all calculated is, I think it's just stupid. You know, let us know the rules that we're playing by so we can have more fun. You're talking about engaging the community. Well, what would engage the community more than knowing exactly how to boost your scores? Maybe they're worried that people are going to game the system too much. I'm not sure, but yeah.
I agree. That would be nice.
Yeah. Along with getting the neighborhood lines and the property details more than an hour or so before the cities get released. I'd love to go back to that kind of system too, where we had neighborhood lines and visible, weeks before the city released. So
I love Upland's response to, if you only mint 4 properties in every city release like I do now, at least 3 of those 4 are guaranteed to fill a collection there. So he put like the Shark Tank of the guy like taking notes.
Oh, that was my reply. Yeah. Yes. So if you are in the UDU team and you want to get involved, ping us in general and we'll get you an MTU property you can jump over. If you're not in the UDU but you do have an MTU property, you can get involved as well. Just let me know so I can make sure that you're part of that snapshot. And you will earn yourself a Samurai Sofa statue, which they're all fully manufactured now. So once they're all out and about, that's it. There'll be no more supplies. So that's pretty good. And what else have I got? Oh, one more thing. I have spoken about this a couple of times now. Yes, very thankful to Upland. I did have 3 Metaventures approved, 3 additional Metaventures approved last night. So I got the emails approved. Samurai Aquatics and Decor LA. That's a new showroom in LA. There's another one in Chicago. And of course, we have what was very happy about was the Midtown Terrace. We finally got a Block Explorer shop in Midtown Terrace.
Yay.
There we go.
That's
Midtown
awesome.
Terrace. And I put up every single one of my Block Explorers for sale last night, except for my custom one. So
let's see those prices.
They're all on the floor. So I went to a blend.me, except for the Halloween zombie. That's really out there because that's one of my favorites. It's a closer mint 404.
Yeah.
So everything else is at the floor. So there's some good bargains there.
Yeah.
But yes, and there is still some room if you're in San Francisco and you want to list a Block Explorer. I haven't played around with that system myself, but happy to do that.
That's really
but yeah,
cool.
Heaps are there, $5. And it was interesting to see $5 is the floor that you can, how in properties, $3 is the lowest you can do. Well, $5 is the lowest you can go on Block Explorers.
Oh.
Which I wasn't aware of. So that's interesting to see. There's a whole bunch of stuff there. And including, like I said, there's like an OG ghost from the original Halloween celebration. That's only $100. There's an OG pumpkin, blah, 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 blah. Heaps of bargains.
Wow. Yeah, that's really cool.
Yes. So very happy to get that. And I do have another application outstanding, which is Midtown Terra's structure ornaments showroom. That's in the neighborhood just below Midtown Terrace Diamond Heights. So hopefully that comes through as well, because I spent God knows how many hours moving all those little crates over to that showroom spot. So
D-Tech and I are going to be really busy.
Hopefully that wasn't all for naught. As I said, I've completely burnt myself out moving those. I can't wait for the transportation mechanics. I'm ready to pay some cheddar to get it done auto magically. But then she said, careful what you wish for, because it'll probably be just as bloody laborious to set it all up.
Yeah, so I'm thinking of I have to start thinking of I have to get D-Tech stuff done. And now I got it. Well, yours is going to be more fun since yours is terror. I keep blurring, but it's fun. I like it. It's art. It's fun.
Yes. All right. Well, that's enough about me and about what we've got going on. Enough blurbage. Time to dive into some meat. Push the potatoes aside.
How
are you going to say that?
Shack attack. Shack. Oh my
Hey.
God. So Player of the Year. That's freaking amazing. Congratulations on that. Congratulations on the ladies. Nice.
Meta
Look at this.
soccer.
Ladies
Wow.
meta soccer. Look at you. You look so amazing there. You
Oh,
look like you're singing. You look like you're in the band.
busting
I
a tune to
do.
X1.
Yeah, he looks like he's bringing you a guitar.
Yeah, it totally looks like that. That's so cool.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Yes, massive
Wow.
congratulations.
Jack
Sorry,
and
Cheese,
the
I bring that
Cats.
up and squirreled you in the midst
I
of
know
your...
you did. I'm like, ooh, what's this?
All right,
Thank
back
you.
at it.
So the Player of the Year, that's totally amazing. You deserved it. I know they had like a clip of people, the lady going around asking people, who do you think? And I'm like, Shaq. Duh. Duh. I mean, everybody who was up for it was definitely belonged there. They were amazing. They did great. But if you look to see who was the person that, like, I love you because you're helping everybody. Like, I recommended somebody to you because I didn't have enough time, and you totally went through this guy's whole big thing, and you decided to help him. I mean, he wasn't nominated, but you put yourself out there. You just gave time to this person, and that's what you do. You give of yourself to the community, and you completely deserved it. And I want to talk about this game because I
Oh,
can't wait to
don't
play
jump there
it.
yet.
Okay, go ahead.
You've given Shaq some flowers. You got to let me give her some flowers.
Oh, sorry.
Yes. I've said this to Shaq a couple of times, I believe. What I think is, aside from being involved in all the projects, I think what's really amazing from my perspective is to, like, when Shaq came in, the Upland community was heavily clicked. Like, there's these little cliques, and there's so much history, so much drama that's going on in the background. But Shaq has, first of all, she's been open to positively digesting a lot of that information, and rather than to dive into any one click, she's taken on a very, whether it's by nature or a specific focus, actively kind of and tirelessly work to start rebuilding some of those bridges between the various clicked communities.
Yes,
I think
yes.
that's definitely something that I appreciate personally, but that ultimately benefits the entire ecosystem, I think. So yeah, massive
Aw,
props for that. Yeah.
thank you.
No
Thank
worries.
you.
Take it away, Cheese. Now you can have your moment.
Well, what do you want to say, Shaq?
Just that your positive, kind words from both of you mean a lot to me. I have you guys up on pedestals, so thank you.
Deserve it. You deserve
you.
it. Seriously, like, you put all of us up on a pedestal, and I appreciate your work in the community, and you deserve it. The game. Now, when your game was being put up there, my husband turned around to me and goes, I really like this one. I'm very impressed with it.
Oh,
Yeah. So
thank
I
you,
was like,
Solly.
thank you so much, Mr. Cheese.
Mr.
Everybody
Cheese.
was calling him Mr. Cheese. I loved it. But yeah, Solly was so impressed with it. And, like, is there anything you could tell us about this? Like, when do you plan on bringing it out? Or is it still like highly in the works, like adding stuff to it and this and that?
We are planning to launch it on July 20th.
Oh, that's so
which
cool.
is
That's around the corner.
It's the opening of the FIFA Women's World Cup.
I
And
love
so
it.
we really want to coincide with that. We've got some things to get in place, and part of it hinges on Upland's ability to get our dev shops launched, but that's the goal.
That's the goal. Get
Yeah.
it? It's the goal.
Goal! Yeah,
Goal!
that's the goal. Yes. Yeah, absolutely. No, it looks very, very awesome. Yeah, and I said this to you in DMs too. Like, mad props for, for being willing to get up there and lead this hackathon project, and get up there and do the spiel. Like, I don't know how many hours, hundreds of hours Cheese and I would have broadcasting, but to get up there live like that, that is a completely different sort of, that's a completely different game.
Oh, that's different.
Yeah.
Oh, I was so scared.
Yeah.
I really was.
You certainly held it all together and it certainly wasn't noticeable. You kicked ass.
Yes,
Thank
you did.
I was so relieved when it was over.
I can imagine. I love that little sassy part in there. Like, oh, you came up with this thing and then you just totally like dropped it. And like, so we're going to give some utility to it. And I was like, yeah. And like, yeah, it's true. It's like I haven't sold any of my legits. Well, I mean, initially I did for the big amounts, but I still have a lot. And I was looking forward to this hackathon to, kind of see what they can do for me in regards to gameplay. And I'm excited for it.
Yeah, me too. Me too. The project that that Hacker and Soren brought for FIFA too, like between Ladies Meta Soccer and I don't remember what theirs was called, but between those two, it would be great to see the FIFA legit market get revitalized.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Now, not only do you have Ladies Meta Soccer, but you're also working with different groups on different things. Do you want to talk more on that?
Well, of course, we have the Toss Shack.
Toss Shack, yes. And you're wearing the oh, my word, I ate too many edibles. Corset during Genesis week, and it looked amazing on you. And it was a great way to market that. People were like, oh wow, she looks amazing. Like, I want to see myself like that, And I thought it was incredible. You looked powerful. You looked strong, And did he get any kind of like additional, like any rush of sales after that or something?
Well, not that I'm aware of. And I missed the opportunity, or I couldn't find the right opportunity.
Everything was going around.
Stand up and say, I would like to thank Corset Story, who provided my wardrobe for this event. So that didn't happen, but I think the corset is a memorable look, and people notice, whether I wear it on your shows or in Genesis week, and people are going to become aware of Corset Story.
Yeah.
It's a London-based company that ships worldwide.
I love it. I love it. And you had it shipped to you. How much are the shipping costs? Are they fair?
Well, because I was wearing them for the purpose of marketing Corset Story, they were shipped to me for free.
Okay, all right.
And I did order some corsets that I paid for also, and I don't recall shipping costs. But let me say this, there's a special going on, and it's probably going to last another month or two, but it's 6 for 1.
Oh, wow. And yeah, corsets, they're not
6
cheap.
for 1?
Yeah.
It's a warehouse clearance sale. He had way too much in his warehouse, and so he's just trying to move them.
Wow.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I love that. I love that.
Now, did Tosshead get back to you this morning? No?
Oh, yes, he did. He did. He said that our models for the Toss Shack are secret right now.
Okay, because I was just going to ask.
They will be revealed later.
Yeah, because there is a way within the P3D thing. You can go and look at anybody's models, and I'm actually scrolling through myself looking now. There's some incredible stuff coming out, but yeah, we won't share that without approval, of course. Yeah, awesome stuff. So,
and I already
big things on the way.
And and more big things on the way, because I know something that you're going to be coming out with. We can't say it, but it's something really awesome.
Yes, there's that big thing, and then there's the other big thing.
Other big thing,
but I'm under NDA.
Me and Shaq are like the busiest freaking people ever. I love it.
Yeah, there's the other thing that I'm working on, which is also under NDA. And then, of course, there's, for ladies meta soccer, I'm trying to locate the one node in each city that will get a ladies meta soccer shop in their node.
You're
And,
going to get a lot of people contacting you right now because you said that. They're going to be like, roar.
we have a few openings left, but it's filling up. And, then we've got Knightsbridge Belgravia node in London, which is the huge collaboration of like everyone in Upland almost, and Creedmoor Hub and Ida Monero in Rio de Janeiro. Two of my nodes that I'm leader of, and then Upix World. There's so much.
TML's great. I loved hanging out with him in Vegas. That was so awesome. You guys,
it was so fun.
Yeah.
A live stream for the 1111 gallery.
Yes, I'm there eating my freaking donut right behind him.
Yes. Yeah, well, October's going to be here before we know it. So is there anything particular you've got moving and shaking in the lead up to that?
Yes. Yeah. Thank you for saying that. It's time for us to start ramping up for the annual Creedmoor Halloween Race Spooktacular charity event. Last year, we raised over $5,000 for the Child Mind Institute.
Yep.
And we'll do it again this year. So
have you submitted an official Speedway track for that as well? Are you hoping to get that in?
Creedmoor has submitted a Speedway MetaVenture application, but that's separate and distinct from the Layer 2 racetrack for the Creedmoor Halloween Race Spectacular. Right. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see. Hopefully we can get things like the cafe MetaVenture approved in that area, the Speedway. There's so much going on. It's like, I don't know. How do you keep track of it all? I know Cheese is famous for whiteboards. I've got a shitty old notebook. How do you keep track of all of these pies?
Whiteboards everywhere.
Gosh, I have several notebooks and torn out pages everywhere, which actually is a bad system.
Yeah.
The best system that I have is that whenever there's something that needs my future attention, like, you know how your Discord is just full of stuff and you don't want to forget? I take a screenshot and I let it float over to my desktop and I label it. And so then I go through screenshots on my desktop to remind me of what I need to go back to.
Nice.
Might I recommend whiteboards and then markers? Like I'm yellow, like a yellowish green, Ben's a blue, and then everything that's not that important is in black. So it's like I can get to that secondary, but if it's like has to do with like certain things for me and for Ben, I'll focus on those first, and then they're everywhere. So like no matter where I turn, I'm like, all right, like, oh, there's one over there. Yeah.
She's surrounded by them. If there's not an earthquake, you're going to be crushed by whiteboards.
That's a great idea. Great system.
And I'll have the ink from the marker on my face. I'll have to read it in the mirror.
Half eaten by feral cats.
Oh, they need to eat.
Yes. Yeah, I've tried to get out of the habit of, because typically I do Upland related stuff in the hour before I go to work. And I've tried to get out of the habit of, because you get the notifications, like the little red icon. I've tried to get out of the habit of clicking on that unless I can actually focus and reply to what that is, because I'll click on something, read it, it's important, but then by the time I've got through the entirety of the day and the kids are in bed, I've completely forgotten about it.
You know what I just found out? Yeah. You can mark them as unread.
You can?
Yes, I just found this out. Like
how?
Like right before I went to Genesis Week. So after you go, after you go to read it, you right click and you could say mark as unread.
Oh,
I don't do it on. I wonder if I can do that on mobile. Let me check.
You might. It might be like
a game changer.
Yeah.
So. Mark unread. There it is.
Oh, sweet.
You've just blown my mind, Cheese.
Yeah, I blew my own mind a week ago.
That's perfect. I can read it. If it's not important, I don't have to do it. If it's important, I can mark it as unread. Wow.
That is such great information. because I do the same as Ben.
Yeah.
I avoid opening
I used to
messages.
do that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
it
cool.
does mean that you're sometimes late to reply to things, but at least you eventually do reply to things. They don't
And then
slip through the cracks.
Sometimes you read it by mistake and you're like, oh, like, how am I supposed to get back to this? You know?
Yeah.
Right. Yep. Yep.
Yes.
Exactly.
All right. Well, I know you're a bit under the weather and you got a lot going on today, so we won't hold you for too much longer. Is there anything else you'd want to say or do before we get you out of here? Oh, no, I will say also, thank you for getting involved in covering while I was away in Japan, and for being willing to appear on the show. Shit, I think you must have been on 3 or 4 times now, I think.
He's a regular.
Yeah. Thank you for having me. I love coming on your show and I love your support. And I want to thank everybody that voted for me, because I just can't believe that I got that award. And thank you, just everyone, for being wonderful.
Well
And,
deserved.
yeah,
Well
thank
deserved.
you.
You're setting the bar high, and we appreciate it. Absolutely.
Thank you.
All right, Cheese, over to you. Last words.
Last words. As I told you in Vegas, I am grateful to know you. I'm grateful that you came up to me the last Genesis week last year and just kind of hugged me, and I was like, who are you? And I loved it. Like I like that kind of stuff, and I'm like, you know, I got to keep an eye on her. She has a lot of energy. And I think the fact that you, like me, wanted to be a part of everything and wanted to bring everybody together, that's what brought us together. And I'm so grateful for you. I love that you're in my life. I love that you're in Upland, and I just can't wait to see what else we do together.
Me too, Cheese. I love you, Cheese.
Love
Love you too, Ben.
Right on.
All right.
And with that, shall I take us out of here?
Do it.
Stay fresh, you cheesy bags.
Go ahead, get your pinky up. Talk wine and cheese, motherfucker. Go ahead, get your pinky up. Go ahead, get your pinky up. Go ahead, get your pinky up. Talk wine and cheese, motherfucker. Go ahead, get your pinky up. Go ahead, get your pinky up. Eagle Empire, samurai, riding on the dingo, flying through the sky. Cheese in the house, get off the drive. Hit you with the hairbrush, hit you with the knife. Eagle Empire, samurai, riding on the dingo, flying through the sky. Hit you with the knife, flying through the sky. Eagle Empire, samurai, riding on the dingo, flying through the sky. Cheese in the house, get off the drive. Hit you with the hairbrush, hit you with the knife. Eagle Empire, samurai, riding on the dingo, flying through the sky. Hit you with the knife, flying through the sky. Time for wine and cheese. Wine and cheese. 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 Time for wine and cheese.
Are you looking for some of that quality outdoor decor? But you got no freaking idea where to go? Oh, come on over to Samurai Aquatics and Decor for all your outdoor decor needs. Got yourself an empty plot of boring virtual real estate in the Metaverse, do you? Yeah, just delete that. I'm still not ready, sorry. Got yourself an empty plot of boring virtual real estate in the Metaverse, do you? Or maybe some kind of crappy ramshackle building that, I don't know, needs a bit of extra spunk to it or something. And stop mucking about and get yourself over to Samurai Aquatics Discord to see all our available stock. We've got loads of different decor to spend your pretend money on. We've got saunas to fire you up and ice baths to chew you the fudge out. Literally stock coming out of our ears. Grills, swings, seating and more. So much more. And if we don't got it, give us a buzz and we could probably make it. Get yourself on over to Samurai Aquatics at 30 Aqua Vista Way in Midtown Terrace, San Francisco, lickety split, and gorge yourself on outdoor decor.